What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be talking about Mini Royale, which is a new battle royale that just entered early access. And we're going to be talking about whether or not we needed another battle royale. So stick around to the end and we will talk about it. You know what to do if you like this channel, and you know what to do if you like this video. With all that aside, let's get right into it. Join, brothers! Yes! Mwahahaha. This guy's taking an epic beat down, dude, like he's never had before in his life. Dude. Mini Royale is a new battle royale that the studio Indigo Blue is working on. It's from a toy soldier's point of view, set in a kid's room. The map is filled with fun things to battle it out on, and cool little pathways in the walls and all the nooks and crannies you'd expect in a room from a kid. I think it's a really cool take on Battle Royale, and the only other game I know kind of like in this toy style is, I think it's called Hypercharged. I don't know, I just think it's a cool way to play a game as toys instead of people. A lot of games that have the realistic style have like an air of seriousness there when you're playing. Whereas when you're playing as a toy soldier, it doesn't really need to take itself too seriously. And that's not to say some of the fights you get in Mini Royale aren't serious. What I've noticed is a lot of people tend to jump out of the blimp at the first major point of interest. So if you join them, it can get pretty intense. And every gun feels pretty good to use, except the shotguns. They don't really hit as hard as they should, in my opinion. And I like the assault rifles a lot. They feel good for close engagements and far engagements. And please, for the love of God, fix that iron sight. The most amount of people I'm getting into a game with right now is 30. I think that's maybe the cap for their lobbies right now. And you drop in from a blimp, and the map's points of interest are all really cool, and it's cool to see what they look like from the point of view of the little toy soldiers. It's your standard battle royale, drop in, loot up, and fight to be the last guy standing. So, I mean, it's nothing really groundbreaking in terms of battle royales, but it's still really fun nonetheless. I have to mention, it's only in early access right now, so it still feels like a little primitive and a bit clunky. But I assume as more patches come, it'll start feeling a bit smoother. There's not a massive amount of people playing right now, so queue times are about a minute, which honestly isn't even that terrible. But I have waited up to about 3 minutes to get into a game, and but hopefully this video will inspire some people to check it out. I know people are probably tired of battle royales by now. I mean, it did become kind of saturated, and we're definitely past the peak. But honestly, battle royale, like the concept of it, like the game mode itself, doesn't matter which game, I think is great. I love the idea of Battle Royale, and I keep waiting for the next one that I just get really hooked on. And I don't know, it remains to be seen if this game will fill that for me, but the last one I got like really crazy with was Apex Legends, but that was a while ago, and I've kind of fell out of love with it. But I'm always looking for the next awesome one that I'm going to be really hooked on, because it's such a fun game mode. I really believe that. And I know people are probably a little burnt out on the Battle Royales, and I understand that, but I love the idea of it. I love the whole experience of a battle royale. Like, we all drop in, we all get random stuff, we all gotta find our way to having some better loot, and we gotta fight each other on the way to do that. And I don't know, I just love the idea of battle royales. So I mean, I think it's kind of I think it's good that we're still at least keeping it in the cycle of games that are coming out, you know? So to get towards answering the question on whether or not I think we needed another battle royale, I'm going to be honest. I think, yeah, like, why not? I think adding more to the scene only kind of, it helps diversify what people have to play, what games they can choose from, and it inspires competition. I've talked about that with other games like Battlefield and Delta Force. Like, when there's other players in the field, you know, you want to get better, and you have reasons to innovate. And I think Warzone and in Call of Duty have had such a massive success when they dropped, and everybody was just trying to get in on like the gravy train of like selling skins and all that stuff. And so Warzone became kind of like the focus for a while for like battle royales, and then also Apex, and then it just kind of got into a really crazy space with their monetization things. And yeah, I just think it's only a good thing when there's extra players in the field, and there's more to choose from for playing a battle royale. And with battle royale games being so saturated at this point and past their peak, it remains to be seen if this game will be one that sticks around, because it's an established genre already, and it's kind of, like I said, past its peak. So it's not retaining a lot of players across all battle royales right now, or at least it's retaining a lot of players, but it's definitely dwindling slowly. I don't think battle royales are going to die anytime soon, and I'm glad that games are still being made, battle royales are still being made, because while it's not everybody's cup of tea, and it's not even what I play all the time, I play like a pretty good mix of games, and battle royale makes its way in there, and I just like that there's a variety there. And when other games like Call of Duty and Apex and those games that kind of like I fall out of love with them, it's always good to see a new competitor join the scene so that I can play that and try that out. I think that's only a good thing. I tried finding more information about Indigo Blue, which is the game studio behind the game, and I couldn't find much. But other than that, like when you start up the game, it mentions how it's a very small indie team, and so I think we have to hold our, judgments for the most part in terms of like being too critical on certain things, because it's like if it's a small team, it's like very complicated to put a game together. So you gotta throw them a bone there in that sense, just give them a little bit of room to breathe, not be too critical on a game that's in early development, and there's still a lot of work to do and a lot of things that they want to accomplish with the game. So we'll give them a little bit of time and see how the game turns out overall. And sometimes less is more. So like when there's not too many cooks in the kitchen, they could bake a better pie, that type of thing. I think this indie team, since it's a small team, they will be pretty community driven. They'll be listening to a lot of feedback, and I think that's a really good thing. And I think that they could, if they stick with it and people are playing the game, I think that they could turn it into something that is a very fun game, honestly, because the only major things that I have a problem with the game right now is just like it kind of feels a little clunky and slow, and that's okay though, because it's in early development, so like there's definitely still a lot of time left. But my major thing with it is that it does feel clunky and kind of like rudimentary. I can't wait to see if they actually start fully optimizing things and making things feel a lot smoother, because right now you could run over some shields and sometimes it picks them up, sometimes it doesn't. When you go to grab things, for instance, it doesn't really. Sometimes it picks it up, sometimes it doesn't. It just doesn't feel snappy. And I feel like once it feels snappy, that will be a major thing for people when they're playing, because it'll feel good and feel much better. Because we don't like playing games that kind of feel clunky, because it just kind of feels like, I don't know, for me at least, when I'm playing a game that feels clunky, it makes me feel like a worse player for some reason. When a lot of the times, it is just kind of like how the game is optimized. A good example, I think, is Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty, the Warzone, like I think everything feels really good, like movement wise, like picking up items, opening like chests, all that stuff. Like when you go to mantle, everything feels like very snappy and fluid. And I think this game, if they integrate some sort of system like that, I feel like that will be really good for the feel of the game overall. Because at the core, there is a very fun game here. I just want it to be a little bit smoother and more fluid feeling, like I was just talking about with Call of Duty. Like once that happens, I feel like there's actually a really big potential here for a game that could actually be really good and have the legs to stick around for a while. I think one thing that this game could improve upon a lot is like the gunplay, the gunfights you get into. None of them feel like particularly really good. I don't know if it's like the bullet registration and like the hit marker sound. Like I don't know if like all that stuff syncs up like perfectly sometimes, and it just kind of like throws the feel off of each gunfight. And I just think there's some more they could do with the way that the gunplay feels when you get into engagements that are close range and even far engagements. But I just think there's a little something missing with the gunplay, and I can't exactly put my finger on it, but I think it has something to do with the way that it feels when you get a kill and when you get bullets that are hitting people. I think there's something there that they could work on and have it feel a lot better. So yeah, definitely room to improve. There's definitely a lot of time left for them to make adjustments and make the game the type of game they want to make and have everybody be playing. So I'm excited to see what this game will be like in the future, and I really hope it sticks around. I do not like seeing games from small studios come and go. I want to see these things do well. I do not want to see games have to shut down. I do not want to have to see studios shut down. That is all, like, I do not want to see that. Like, I just want everybody to succeed. I know a lot of people put a lot of time into a lot of these games, and even games like Conquered, where it's like not many people enjoyed it, but it's like a lot of people put time into that, and I just don't like seeing games fail. So you know, I want to see this game do well. So yeah, to wrap it all up, I think it's a good game. I think it's a good thing that it's here. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys got something out of it. If you guys like the channel, you know what to do. And if you guys like this video, you also know what to do. And I'm going to ask you guys to comment the word breadsticks to let me know that you made it this far, because that shit is fucking bomb. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in.